Well, we finally got the grandson registered. My son got it taken care of over in Guadalajara yesterday, I guess. Anyway, hey, listen, I've been having a good old time down here. And, maybe 3 days ago, I guess, I got indications that I was getting a cold or the flu or something. You start shivering and you don't know why. You're not cold. Actually, you feel just like you get a cold, and then you start shivering like all bananas. Well, of course, something's wrong. Don't know what it is, but there's something wrong. Well, it wasn't yesterday, day before yesterday. Day before yesterday, the wife and I are down in Capula, and she went to see the doctor. I forget what for exactly. The doctor was in Capula. And he told her in no uncertain terms, oh, you shouldn't be eating anything in this town. People are cochinas. I don't know if that's true or not, but he had a pretty low opinion of them. And, well, we ate there anyway. Just a gordita. A gordita, they take flour of sorts. I guess it's probably the same masa they use for tortillas. And they make a little flat, not completely flat. It's like a little roll. And they cook it in hot oil and make it nice and hot. Make it nice and fatty too. And then after they get it out, they cool it off a little bit and they cut it open and they start stuffing it with whatever they're going to put in your gordita. Okay, so we ate those. I didn't feel anything bad about it at all. But I don't know if it was later on that day or what, but then I got the shivers, and what the hell's going on? Well, so the wife and son and his wife and the baby went on to Guadalajara. That was day before yesterday, that's in the morning. Spent the night at a friend's house, my wife's friends. And then they went and actually got all the paperwork taken care of. So little Christopher is a U.S. citizen. He's a beautiful baby, too. Anyway, yesterday, hang on. Yeah, I've been doing coughing like that. Well, then, I don't know what, something about my tummy, I'm trying to vomit, but it's not. There's nothing there to come out. Extremely little vomit. So what the world's this going on, So by yesterday morning, my tummy's not feeling good. All right, now it's not, what would you say? It's not isolated to the stomach. Let's talk about everything from the diaphragm down to the pelvic floor, which is all of your intestines, all of them. It hurt all over. Now, my brother-in-law and his wife are telling me, let's go see a doctor. Let's go see a doctor. This isn't right. And I'm really adamant. I want to wait for my wife because, listen, my Spanish is terrible. I mean, let's not pretend otherwise. And at least my wife knows what I'm trying to get across. So she's my translator. And, well, they finally talked me into going, okay, let's go, because the pain is not ceasing. It's getting worse. So we went to Quiroga. Quiroga's the other way from Capula. About 10 miles, actually, by road. And went to see a doctor there, doctor I like. And so they start palpitating, Well, they just had to touch me anywhere on my belly, and I'm jumping. Heck, halfway there, my brother-in-law made the mistake of driving through a pothole. My side of the car, of course, not his side. Drove through a pothole, and the jolt, I almost yelled out. Okay, that's how bad it hurt. So when the doctor was palpitating, he only had to come, close, and I'm ready for instant pain because it's already been shown to me that there's a lot of pain here. And I don't understand how it could have happened that fast. What in the world's happening that fast? And I'm thinking from movies I've seen, I forget. Somebody said something about amoebic dysentery. It's not even organic. I forget what movie that's out of it. That's what I was thinking. I wonder if what did I get that could flame up that fast? Well, the doctors still don't know, but I got they sent us down to Pátzcuaro, which is a half hour away by taxi. The taxi was not expensive either. Nice guy, 500 pesos round trip, and he waited for us down there in Pátzcuaro. Yeah, so it wasn't a bad expense that way. But they sent us down to Pátzcuaro, and they have a not an MRI. What's that other one? The one that has the prisms that spin around. You're in between the prisms and it spins around. I'm thinking something. I forget. But they put me in that and shot all kinds of pictures of my belly. And then sent us back up to Quiroga, where the doctor looked at him, and a doctor down in Pátzcuaro was examining the photos and everything. And they said, hey, you know what you've got is this is a mess. And they pointed out how there's places in your large intestine where there's little side pockets, and they're supposed to, I don't know if they're supposed to excrete, or add to or what, but they're supposed to do something with your digestive fluids while the food's on its way out, right before it goes on its way out. So they said, you're a mess. And they gave me 3 prescriptions here. One of them's to cut down on inflammation. The other one's for pain. And the third one's antibiotic. They sucked blood out of me there in Quiroga. And they said, you have bacteria in your blood. Whatever this is, it was fast and it's getting you fast, So I got all these pills and stuff to take, and I feel a little bit better, but not a lot, I can touch my belly, but it doesn't like it, So anyway, my wife got a call from the doctor's daughter, who's also a doctor. Get this, who's married to not a cousin, an uncle or a nephew of my wife. Wild. And she called my wife this morning and says, listen, when he's run the course of all those medicines, 10 or 11 days, I want to see him back here. Because apparently it was a bigger deal than I thought it was, And in retrospect, it must have been a pretty big deal because it absolutely hurt like hell. But only 2 days to ramp up from nothing to something that's hurting like hell, Anyway, that's life in the subtropics, I guess. Oh, my. Oh. Anyway, before I close this off, I was thinking about this yesterday. You drive down here and you drive through any city. Decent-sized cities are cool. But I was reminded of a place down in Morelia down here. And this is a couple years back that I saw this, but it's the same everywhere. The doctor's office over there in Quiroga proved it. You've got, you have, it's just a concrete and brick or rock, whatever front. And they got the little short sidewalk, and there's absolutely nondescript, right? Get through the door because there's a palace on the other side of the door. This guy's got his own full-blown hospital built back there. And he must have when he bought his property, he must have bought, a couple of hectares or something. Because right next door, there's a mechanical shop. And it's on his property because his hospital's behind it. Pretty wild. But down in Morelia, I was walking down the street in Morelia. And I had seen this pair of double doors before because this nice, big, tall, maybe 12, 14-foot wall. Made out of more or less finished rock and concrete with these big, beautiful wooden doors on it, And, they had the doors open this time. Rare. And I paused and looked down the driveway, and there was a garden in there. I forget if it was a Cadillac or a Lincoln. They didn't look like limos, but I saw uniformed, tuxedoed drivers and I mean, it was just absolutely, there was a freaking mansion back there. You're talking a couple 100 feet of garden before you get to the house. You know, and I didn't walk in those gates, no freaking way. But I mean, just the most beautiful place. And they just get off the road and they've got their own little world back there. And the sound is shut out by these high walls and the traffic. And they got this own little place all by themselves back there. And they don't have to deal with what the city has become outside their walls, you know. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, congratulations on my grandson, Christopher. He's got a U.S. passport. He's a baby. I think he was born, what, on the 17th? Yeah, on the 17th of November, right before Victor got here. Victor was trying like hell to get here before the baby was born, and so did I. And I think I was somewhere in the USA, and my wife called me and said, the baby's already been born. Poor baby. But he is such a beautiful little guy. Eyes wide open. It's just got to love him from pieces to pieces. Anyway, I haven't been making any videos or anything because I've been doing a lot of walking around up here in the hills. They're building some new houses back there slowly but slowly. And it's an interesting thing to watch. And I've been enjoying myself right up until about 4 days ago. And that's too bad. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I look like hell. I think I'm going to cut this beard off. But I haven't done it yet because I don't feel up to it. Oh, gosh, it's just too much freaking work. You know, when you get sick, you forget how getting sick knocks the energy out of you. I was walking all over these hills up there, having a great old time. And I'm not going to do anything now. No. Anyway, that's all from the latest. You know, you can go ahead and erase this thing when you're done. Len, nice to see you. A loyal friend. I'll see you. All righty. Bye-bye now.